Hi. So welcome to this another wonderful session of CAT Question of the Day series. So in this series, I'm by the way Kamal Lohia, and we are going to discuss a very important question. And believe me, when I put this question on the slides, and I kept on thinking for hours how we can solve this question in a better way. So in rather actually CAT way, I should say, right? So this is a typical CAT question, CAT type question, which you can certainly expect in any of your future exams, right? In very few days now. So if you haven't solved this question earlier, or if you have tried earlier or not, I don't know. So, but now this is your time. Solve this question on your own first. ठीक है? खुद से क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व कीजिए. I'm just getting aside, so you can pause your video or take a screenshot, whatever is comfortable to you. So please solve this question on your own first, and after that we shall discuss the traditional approaches and also CAT way, CAT approach. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay, so I hope you have solved it. और अगर नहीं किया है तो फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, हर बार बोलता हूँ, बार-बार बोलता रहूंगा, because I know that most of you are so lethargic. अरे छोड़ो ना सर, हम पैसा दिए हैं. ऐसे तो ये तो free है. This series is free of course for everyone, but still people have that attitude कि मैं क्यों solve करूँ? ये मेहनत करेगा. अरे बाबा ये मेहनत करेगा तो यही progress करेगा. How will you be progressing? Not possible, right? So you have to do your part of work, and your part of work here is to solve the questions on your own. Fine. Okay. Anyhow, so let's read it together now. It talks about two skaters are moving in a circular path. Okay, so this is a question based on time, space, distance, circular motion, right? Circular motion. So there are two skaters, they are moving in a circular path in the same direction. Okay, now one of them is the champion of the city. So one is champion, and the other one has started training only recently. So he's a beginner, right? The champion completes each lap 2 minutes faster. 2 minutes faster than the beginner, right? So champion completes each lap 2 minutes faster than the beginner. So we are having basically these two runners here, champion and beginner. Champion के लिए C use कर लेंगे, beginner के लिए B use कर लेंगे, right? Let these be the speeds, and each lap is being finished 2 minutes faster. So basically one round complete करने में this champion is taking 2 minutes less time in comparison to this beginner. Fine. Okay, what next? One more numerical information is there. He overtakes the beginner. That means the champion overtakes the beginner every 24 minutes. Fine. So how many minutes does it take for the champion to complete a circle? So as I mentioned earlier, it's a traditional time, space, distance question, circular motion question, and how we are going to go about this, that is a key point. Okay, first let's see the basic way, traditional way. So how we should approach this question here. Fine. I hope all of you understand what is the meaning of circular motion. So circular races. So this is a circular track. So let this be circular track. We are having two runners here. One is named as champion, other is named as beginner. Fine. So champion ki speed is C meter per second or minutes per minute, we can assume, right? Maybe meter per minute we can say. So this is C meter per minute and this is B meters per minute. Total track length, इसके distance को हम D मान लेते हैं. The distance of one lap is, let's say, D meters. ठीक है? So these numerical terms which are mentioned here, so how they do correlate? So the speed of champion is speed of champion and beginner. Speed of champion is C meter per minute and speed of beginner is B meter per minute. And one lap's complete distance is D meters. Fine. So that's all the variables now. We have assumed all the things which were required. So now what was given? First it was given the champion completes each lap 2 minutes faster than the beginner, right? So then that means time taken by champion to complete one round is 2 minutes less than beginner, right? तो beginner एक round travel करने में कितना time लेगा? So beginner ज़्यादा time ले रहा है, तो beginner का distance है D, which it needs to travel to complete one round. And what is the speed of beginner? It's B. So D by B. Of course, B is smaller, so this time taken is more, right? We know that C is more than B. Let me write. C is of course more than B because champion is faster, right? That was given already. So D by B minus D by C. This is the time taken by the champion to finish one complete lap or one round. So their difference is 2 minutes, right? Because champion is able to finish 2 minutes faster. That was given. So this is one numerical information or one equation we are having. So we have used this 2 minutes part. Now next it says he overtakes the beginner every 24 minutes. What does it mean? So that we can understand very easily by using the relative speed scenario. So in relative speed scenario, what do? We make the faster runner move with the relative speed and we keep the slower runner stationary, right? So the slower runner, the beginner here, let the slower runner B be here only. So the relative speed of beginner becomes 0. We make the slower runner stationary. So in relative scenario, the beginner is not moving at all. So if beginner is not moving at all, in that case, only this champion is moving with the relative speed of C minus B meter per minute. I hope it is fine. And the beginner speed has become 0 meter per minute. Beginner is not moving at all. I hope it is understandable, fine. So if you are conversant with the relative speed situation, relative speed scenario, so that is a basic understanding there. So we make the slower runner stationary. So this beginner is the slower runner, it is stationary here, and now only champion is moving, the faster one is moving with the relative speed with respect to the other runner because they were moving in same direction. So the relative speed becomes C minus B meter per minute. And it is mentioned that it overtakes the beginner every 24 minutes. That means it covers this entire distance of G meter in how many minutes? 24 minutes with this relative speed. So we are having another equation. That this distance D when covered with the relative speed of C minus B. So this time is 24 minutes. So basically we are having these two equations here. We had 3 variables. We are not supposed to calculate exact value of any of them. What we need to calculate, let's check out. The question is asking about how many minutes does it take for the champion to complete a circle. तो एक circle complete करने में, पूरा round complete करने में, one lap complete करने में, that is D distance complete करने में, champion को कितना time लगेगा? You know that time taken is nothing but this time taken is equal to distance by speed, right? This time taken is distance by speed. ठीक है ना? So just using that part only. So the time required here, what we are looking for is distance, that is one complete round, D by the speed of the champion, which is C. So this D by C is to be calculated. That is a question. So basically, that is the 3-part step here. If I hope you are able to understand the equations which we have found, and we need to simplify them to reach here. But as I said, the equations solve karna, it is going to be cumbersome. It may be time taking. It is at least time taking, है ना? कुछ ना कुछ तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना. And sometimes people get stuck in that. I have seen students वो equation बना ही नहीं पाते हैं, right? That is the first problem. They are unable to create equations properly. And second is that even if you have framed the equations properly, but then to proceed further to reach to the answer, that is also a very tedious task. So first, let's understand that how it can be done. So this is one of the ways I'm writing it here. There could be more ways also. I'm not denying that. So, but how we can go by these 2 equations to reach to this final answer? Okay, let's see. So क्या करें? I'm just rewriting this part. So let me use white. So this equation, if I rewrite, so taking D common here, that would be using LCM, this would be C minus B, and denominator will be having BC, that is equal to 2. ठीक है ना? That is equal to 2. Okay, so this another equation we were having already. D upon C minus B is 24. If I just multiply both of them, what is going to happen? This will become D square, and this C minus B would got cancelled, and in denominator would be having BC, right? And that is equal to 2 into 24, that is 48. Fine. So by multiplying these two equations, I reached here, and I want you to calculate a D by C basically, and D by C, D by B, their difference is given 2. So from here I can replace D by B in terms of D by C only, right? So from here we got to know that D by B is nothing but 48C by D. ठीक है ना? So this term, this part can be put in this first equation. So I would be having everything in terms of d by c, which was the required part, right? Let it be k. So d by c को k बोल देता हूँ. If this is k, so this is what I want to find out. So I'm just substituting it here. So what do I get? Let me write here. So this d by is 48 c by d. Now d by c was k, so c by d becomes 1 by k. It becomes 48 by k. Fine, I'm putting it here. So d by b is 48 c by d, which is 48 by k, minus d by c, which I have just mentioned k. So minus k, and that is given equal to 2. So I need to find the value of k. I hope it is very clear now. It's very simple. So after this step, it's not difficult at all. So, but still it is going to be a quadratic, right? It's still going to be quadratic. If I had options, listen very carefully. If in the questions, if we had been given the options, so at this point there is no point, no need to solve it further. We could have just used the options and see what verifies. But right now we don't have any options, so we need to solve it further. And this is going to be a quadratic. So let me write that. This will be negative k square. If I take on that side, it would become positive. So k square plus 2k and minus 48, that equals to 0. And where k is this required ratio or required value d by c, that is the time taken actually. So this k square plus 2k minus 48 equal to 0. And what? This is time basically, and it can't be negative, right? It may be fractional, but it can't be negative. But here product is negative 48. This is positive 2k. So 8 and 6, that will work. 8 and minus 6, that makes it k plus 8 into k minus 6, that is equal to 0. I hope it is fine. ठीक है ना? So k square plus 8k minus 6k, that makes it plus 2k, and minus 48, that is equal to 0, which means from this equation we got to know k is minus 8 or 6. Of course, k can't be negative, as we just talked. It is the time taken. So time taken cannot be negative. So this 6 is the correct answer. And we know that all the values we are getting here is in minutes. So answer is 6 minutes. And that was the question, how many minutes does it take for the champion to complete a circle? So that is 6 minutes. This is the right answer. Fine. So this is one of the traditional way that how to write the equations properly. For that, it's better to draw the situation, and then it becomes much simpler. Okay? So we have reached to the answer. I hope you have understood very easily, right? This is a basic way. Now the CAT way, how we can go about that. Now listen carefully. What should I do? I think this much space is sufficient. I'm not erasing this. This is one of the way. इसको सारे को हटा देता हूँ, ऊपर अलग लिखता हूँ. Otherwise, this space is sufficient. Now understand very carefully. When it says he overtakes the beginner every 24 minutes, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? When the two runners are running in same direction, understand it very carefully. They're running in same direction, right? तो overtake करने का क्या मतलब है? The moment, listen very carefully, the moment the faster runner overtake the slower one, so that means the faster runner has traveled one extra round. Are you getting that? Let me repeat. What I'm saying is, the moment the faster runner overtakes the slower one, it means the slower one has traveled, let's say, some X amount of distance, and the faster one has traveled this entire round and that X distance also. So effectively the difference becomes one round. The faster runner has traveled one extra round. Every time it happens, right? Because after the first meeting, again if they continue, so again the faster runner would travel one more extra round in comparison to the slower runner. Fine, that is going to happen. So that is the situation here also. And how much time it is going to take? 24 minutes. Every 24 minutes it is happening in this situation. ठीक है ना? So now understand very carefully. So we know that we also know that कि जो इनका जो डिफरेंस है, इनका जो टाइम टेकन का डिफरेंस है, वन राउंड को ट्रेवल करने का जो डिफरेंस है, दैट इज 2 मिनट्स. वन राउंड ट्रेवल करने में 2 राउंड्स का डिफरेंस, 2 मिनट्स का डिफरेंस है. ठीक है ना? So now what is going to be the next thing? So basically I need to write 24 in such a way. Let's understand in this way कि अगर इस चैंपियन ने n+1 rounds travel किए हैं, if champion has traveled n+1 rounds and its time taken for each round is, let's say, something maybe x, or maybe x लिखें क्या? x मैंने यूज नहीं किया कहीं पे, ठीक है, x लिख लेते हैं, x. So for the slower runner, what he is doing? So he is taking one round less, that is n number of rounds, and the time taken is 2 minutes more for the beginner in comparison to champion, right? So this is x plus 2. Right? Remember this part of I have written for champion, and this part we have written for the beginner. I hope it is very clear, right? So champion ने अगर n+1 number of rounds लिए हैं, तो beginner ने एक कम round travel किया है. Beginner has traveled one less round in that 24-minute duration, right? Every time, in every 24 minutes it is happening. I don't know how much rounds they have taken so far. We don't know that, but we know that beginner has traveled one less round, or champion has traveled one extra round than the beginner. Fine. Okay. Now, what about the time taken of each round? That was also mentioned. There is a gap of 2 minutes. So, if a champion is able to travel one round or one lap in X number of minutes, so beginner take X plus 2 minutes for that, right? So, right now, the problem could be, or this thing comes to your mind, may comes to your mind, that we don't know whether they have traveled integral number of rounds here or not, right? That we do not know. So, n or n+1. But the dear students, understand that this is going to happen only once, right? It can't have multiple answers. It can't have multiple answers. There's going to be one fixed value. So we are able to solve this equation. That is one of the ways, right? That is again going to be equation in terms of two variables, but single equation, linear equation. So, but the other way is that, listen, what other way is that? Why I'm saying linear equation? Because nx term would cancel. The remaining term would be a linear equation with two variables. But I want to avoid equation at all. I want to avoid equation at all. Can you write certain numbers, certain integers? Let's check out quickly. Can you write certain integers in such a way that this product comes out to be 24? 24. Just check out the factorization of 24. Quickly, just check out the factorization of 24. Okay, let's see. मैं लिखता हूँ. See, 24. I'm checking all the cases. 12 into 1 we can do, right? 12 into 1 maybe, right? I'm just using integers right now. If our answer is going to be an integer, I don't know right now, but let's see. Let's check out. So at least we will getting some hint with that. 12 into 1. Next is what? So this would be 2 into 6. 2 into. Oh, sorry. This was 12 into 2. 12 into 2. So, 24 into 1 karna tha na? Right. Wait. By the way, I'm sure that many of you have already crunched the numbers and have got the values. 24 into 1. But as per the condition, let's check it simultaneously. As per the condition, 24 में एक कम कर दूं तो 23, and इस x में एक बढ़ा दूं तो 3. Will it satisfy? No, they are not equal, so it doesn't satisfy. Next case, 2 and 12. Okay, so going by the same with the 12 को एक कम कर दूं और उसको 2 बढ़ा दूं, so will it work? No, it is not equal. Next case, 3 into 8. Okay, अब 3 को यहाँ पे 2 बढ़ा दूं, that is 5, and 8 में एक कम कर दें, that is 7. Will it work? Not sir, not necessarily. It is not equal. Next, if I make it 4 and this would be 6, in that case, what is going to happen? So 6 को एक कम करना है, that is 5, and 4 को 2 बढ़ाना है 6. It doesn't work, sir. Next, it is just going to repeat it, right? In the reverse order. So 4 के जगह 5 is not possible. Next would be 6 here. So 6 into 4. So 4 को एक कम करना है, that is 3, and 6 को 2 बढ़ाना है, that is 8. Yes, it works. That's it. That's it. We got our answer, right? We got our answer. I'm sure you also have got your answer. I hope you have understood the way. So the objective was to understand the approach, how we are going to approach this question. So we are just looking such numbers, such factors of this number 24, such that when one number is decreased by 1, that is the number of rounds traveled while they are overlapping each other, and the time taken to complete each round, there's a gap of 2 minutes. So this other number is being increased by 2, but the product remains same, 24. So certainly that is the situation here. And so champion is this one. Champion is traveling total 4 rounds, and each round he takes 6 minutes. So 6 is the required answer. So 6 minutes is the required answer. Fine. So that was a CAT way, and I'm sure if you are trying to think in that way for the first time, it is going to take time. It is going to take time. But if you are accustomed to that, certainly you can really appreciate this very nicely, right? And otherwise also, I will highly suggest and recommend all of you that the basic approach also we must understand, how to frame equations, how to solve them, right? How to solve them also, that should also be very clear. And simultaneously, we should also try to develop that thought process that how we can answer in a better way, For all this part, I have just to show to you, I have written all this part. Otherwise, I did everything mentally, and you also can do it in your mind only, nothing to write. Fine. Thank you very much.